Feel better now.
And is there a possibility of GDI being added?
Not for
As long
11
as the
models.
2012 models come out with in purple, I'm okay.
I mean, it's
And
2012.
why originally wasn't the Theta put in? The 2.4?
I don't know where Fred went. Fred's my predecessor. He was kind of in the initial stages of it, but we can ask him. But I would imagine it was probably more just maybe a packaging issue as far as what, how it could be packaged within the car, meaning space. I don't know, unfortunately, off the top of my head, but that's one of the things that we constantly look at it going forward. Is where are we from kind of an engine horsepower kind of lineup comparatively speaking to our competition. Somebody brought it up earlier about maybe some performance related issues. I mean, that's one of the things I would like to see going forward is maybe the adoption of a turbo GDI engine in that maybe on the sport model or something along those lines, and maybe even an all-wheel drive option, not only from a performance standpoint, but I mentioned earlier just about the versatility and the functionality of the car. So if you want to go snowboarding next weekend and it's snowing, you don't have to worry about travel on the roads because you get all-wheel drive, and then if the next day you're going to throw your mountain bike in the back and go out to the desert somewhere and go mountain biking, you've got that security of the all-wheel drive functionality as well. So I think those are two things for me personally that I'd like to kind of keep in the radar. And it gives us a competitive advantage as well. You look at the competitive set, nobody's really got kind of a little pocket rocket. It's kind of a small niche, so you have to keep in mind that it doesn't appeal to the masses, and that's kind of when you get into product marketing, product planning, you have to worry about what appeals to the masses, but you also want to think of the little finite details that separate you from the competition. So I think those are two that could boast as well as we go forward. So Fred's back. I don't know if you the Theta engine being packaged initially.
Theta. We looked at it. We asked for it, but unfortunately, the basic architecture of the vehicle had been laid down with the Beta engine and the 1.6. But in the future, who knows? Obviously going forward, the Theta engine, makes more sense. Things like GDI and those type of features.
Isn't the intake and exhaust reversed on that?
Yes.
Engine? Yeah.
So it's really a packaging. No, as soon as we knew we had the Theta engine coming, we actually asked for, can we get the Theta in the Soul, because there was more potential on that engine. But like I said, the packaging had already been done, and they would have had to basically tear up the front end of the car.
Yeah. And you'd have the exhaust right up against the firewall, and
well, and there's crash considerations, and you're talking about a five-star crash rating, top safety pin, so you don't want to necessarily mess with that.
Most effective way to provide useful feedback regarding designs and things like that?
Feedback from customers to us?
Yeah.
Oh. Any and everything. We are always hungry for that. I'll speak to that. I think anybody else can chime in, but we feel like we never get enough of it. I mean, we feel confident in the directions we're going, but you can't, you really need the feedback from the people that are actually living and breathing the vehicles all the time. And we're not always able to participate in focus groups and forums that may happen around the country, just with travel logistics and our work schedules and such. And I'm not sure that the questions are necessarily always driven to glean the greatest answers and the best answers for us in design. So the social networking is really great, and anything else we can put together would be super. I mean, we were talking about maybe some sort of a live blog, one day a week or something, half hour or something, where maybe we could go live and just do some chat back and forth. And
well, we got 500 members that can haul your way.
We got a shout box on the forum.
Yeah. There's also, like I was telling earlier, there's some representative, I don't know who it is from Kia, that's actually on the forum now under official Kia news, if anybody's wondering. Anything that comes out of there is actual Kia news from one of your employees, I don't know who. But there is somebody, and you're more than welcome to come in, soulhamsters.com. Just come and send a little information. I'm on there as Dandy Winkers. Chevy 2 guy, but just message us to any moderator, and we'll be more than happy to set your own little section up. That way you can ask questions, or if you have any comments or ideas you want to run by everybody, we're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come in, and we'll chime in.
That'd be great. Yeah, we'd love it.
Were there any design ideas that you just couldn't make work?
Oh, and
Yeah, on the Soul. Probably like your lift gate and
even bigger wheels, perhaps. We wanted 20s on this thing. Yeah, because this lift gate idea, I think we had a floating console idea from the concept we were looking at.
Right
that kinda
after a
ran
good
between
workout.
The front and the second rows. I really wanted this car to have a little bit more of a clamshell lid that kind of wrapped over the side of the fenders. That wasn't possible this go around, but I think the concept part of that. But not tons more. It's kind of weird as the designer. I'm probably not the most impartial.
Your concept
person.
had this wild laptop thing where it was like a real,
Yeah.
you know, where it was like a real laptop thing instead of just a place you could put the laptop.
Sure.
And that disappeared like right away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
I think the reason that everybody just ends up using their iPhones instead of laptops.
Nah, I built a whole computer.
His car is
Yeah, I built a whole computer. It's a
rolling
whole
fries
complete
store.
computer.
I guess for this for John, why aren't the fog lights available as a separate option?
Just the way, I mean, when you have a lot of different options, and Fred can certainly chime in, but when you have a lot of different options or features on the car, you have to be very creative in the way that you package it, meaning what you package it with and where you put it, because you don't want to make it overly complex for the consumer to order a car. So order complexity goes up. We want to give the consumers the options, but we also need to be mindful that if you've got 1,000 different orderable combinations on a car, that puts a lot of stress on the production system itself as far as suppliers, parts, those types of things. So we try to, and Fred, I'm speaking on behalf of Fred, be mindful of, you know, we have got a lot of data. What are fog lamps? How do customers perceive fog lamps? Do they like them? What are they willing to pay for them? Those types of things. So that helps in the decision making process as we kind of package the vehicle. So I don't know if you...
No, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. It's really a matter of complexity, both on the production side, at the factory, and at the dealership side. And as John said, you know, with the initial volumes that we were projecting for the Soul, our sales team and our distribution team were saying, hey, keep the complexity low, and that's why we kept it relatively simple. But we did want to get the fog lights on the Plus model, which is why we sort of bundled them into the moonroof option.
And I guess for Robin, what was your inspiration for designing the interior?
As I spoke earlier, really, it was the demographic that we were trying to hit and wanted to hit, and we understood that we were happy to have the car sell to all ages, but we were really focusing on a demographic of fun and young and youthful males specifically. So we're kind of working on getting some things going in there for the female in the next go round, but somewhere in like the mid-20s to early 30s, mid-30s kind of target bracket. And again, with a California flavor and a California twist to it, because we felt the car really spoke to California a lot. So growing up in Redondo Beach, which I did, and I was on the beach every day in the summer. I don't get there now much, but I definitely did a lot of research on the surf sport skate crowd, and apparel and accessories and purchases and, you know, just what they liked. And so we took a lot of cues off of that to try to develop just some fun, something that's a little unexpected in the car. And there were quite a few elements that did get implemented into production, as I kind of mentioned to a few people earlier, that we're going to keep pushing and see if we can't get them implemented as we have more time. Because again, it's all logistic with Korea and how much they can get accomplished to get rolling out in production. But definitely there's a lot of ideas on there. So.